Hey, what's going on, everybody? You're tuned into the Everything with Millennials podcast. This, of course, is the podcast where two millennials talk about whatever they want. I'm Anthony Element, and I'm joined by my co-host, as always, Mick Martin. It feels like it's been a while. We didn't do a show last week.
Yeah, it's been forever. You were in Chicago. You were in Chicago doing stuff with your people.
Yeah. I was out in Chicago for work, so that was actually not bad. You'd think it'd be like kind of terrible with all the kind of non-travel restrictions and all that kind of COVID testing and stuff.
Yeah, you would think it would be just the worst.
It was actually not bad. It was it was literally just like normal. The only thing is you had to do a COVID test before leaving and one coming back. And then once you did it, it's all like in your app. So like you give your COVID test and all that stuff that you need right in the app. And then when you go through the airport, it's the same as usual, but there's no, you actually don't use the kiosks anymore. So they don't want you touching stuff. So you don't use the kiosk. But other than that, it was normal. I don't know. I have a Nexus, so it made it a little bit quicker because actually the regular line looked insane. But it's kind of always insane in the regular line, right? In the airport.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Do they still hand you a gun when you enter the USA?
No, that's when you enter Texas.
Oh, Texas.
You enter Texas. They go, son, are you carrying? Yeah. And you say, no,
like
sir. And they go, here's your issued revolver for Texas. And your
here's
bolo.
Your pistol, sir.
Yeah, so not bad. Good week in Chicago. Yeah, I don't know. Everything seemed pretty normal there. I think it was okay. You know, it just sanitized like hell. Yeah, so
good.
We're back
Very
we did a show 2 weeks ago. We did the dark cartoon theories. Now we're back. Yeah, so I haven't spoken to you a lot, so it feels like it's been forever. I actually brought my stuff to do the podcast from Chicago, but it was just so busy. So, we're back now.
Yeah, we're back now. So we tried to do it the previous time. I think we've had to cancel twice. Once because Anthony was in Chicago, and the other time because Anthony was in Washington. I don't know.
No, I don't know. Yeah, we canceled two. Because that one week we had Adam on as our guest, but we were having so many technical difficulties that we just decided to move it to the next week. So we've done.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, in 16 weeks we've only missed 2 episodes.
I think that's probably in 16 weeks we've already missed 2 episodes. I think is a better way to put it.
See, I'm looking at from the glass is full. You're looking at the glass is empty.
Well, depending on how much you've been sipping. All right, what are you thinking about? What are you thinking about this week's show? Or are we going to get into some comic book talk? I like talking.
Oh, of course. We always do. We're gonna tie everything into comics. Like that's kind of. I meant to talk about on the show like everything, but we just tie everything back to comics. So
I'm gonna like talking about comic books until I'm 200 years old. I'm gonna like talking about it for like a full 100 years after I'm dead, at least.
Oh yeah.
It's just I like it. I don't know why. It's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
I guess before we move on, something that happened to us like a few weeks ago, but I forgot to mention. So the podcast is now on Amazon Music Podcasts and also Audible.
Apparently.
So if you've got an Alexa, you can go ahead and ask her and say play Everything with Millennials, and we'll come up on your Alexa. So that's pretty awesome. Jeff Bezos was like, we need your podcast on our thing, and so like, no problem, Jeff.
But I'm pretty sure I called them evil like a few times.
Oh yeah,
I don't understand why they took our podcast onto their platform or whatever.
Yeah, right.
I guess we can't really stop them.
Yeah,
you can't stop them from doing anything.
They're a juggernaut, man. You can order anything now on Amazon.
Yeah,
and get it within like.
Yeah, it's like I need Meaning of Life. They're like, all right, we've got a $6.99 version. We've got like an $8.99 version. We've got a Kindle version.
And you can get it in a convenient 6-pack and have it shipped to your house in Prime within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to check those out, we're all up on there. And also, for all that stuff, if you can't find it, it's on our website, everythingwithmillennials.com. Mm-hmm. Check it out if you're looking for any of our socials and whatever. Everything's on there. Everything from the show.
Yeah.
Everything with
If you want to just like start arguments with old people, buy some of our merchandise because just says like Everything with Millennials on it, and they'll be like, "What? Millennials? Blah, blah, blah." You know
I was
what
just
I
thinking about
mean?
that. How does that piss off old people? And then then you said it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Millennial generation soft, and then you don't the war and the jobs. I don't know, whatever, right? Whatever the stupid bullshit they're
Not
gonna
only can
say.
you piss off old people, you can piss off boomers, Gen Xers, Gen Zs, if you,
Yeah, right. Like,
even some millennials probably. It's like I'm not
yeah,
a millennial,
exactly.
even though you're dead,
I don't
dead in
know.
the center.
Yeah, millennials are this and that. It's like, I don't know, man. It's interesting. Everybody likes to just use millennials as like a total pejorative, and it's fair.
I think it
But
just, I think it just sounds cool, like the millennial, millennium. It just sounds so futuristic. I like it.
well, there's a lot of complaints about our generation, I think.
Yeah, even from people in our generation.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I have a more. I think that we were sort of lumped into a particular historical circumstance that your generational character wasn't really going to change it too much. I don't think anyway. But
Nah, each generation's got their deal, but whatever.
yeah,
I,
I
I don't hold
guess yeah.
that to any generation, even ours. But I think ours is the coolest. But I think I'm
Well,
biased because.
I think well, so many of our decisions just bounce around the options that are available to us, right? Like if we were born in whatever the boomer times, we would have been like them. You know what I mean? It's just like time and place you're born in.
Yeah.
Like there's even studies that's interesting that Robert
Sorry.
Sapolsky guy out of I can't remember where he is, like Yale or something like that. He has this study that was saying, like, you got to imagine. Um, okay, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but it's like, imagine you are chilling and you're waiting for your buddy or something like that. Your friend comes and you guys share it like an amazing meal and have an awesome conversation, and then somebody calls you and cancels something from later today, later on in the day. Like, you might normally be really pissed or pretty annoyed, right? Let's say it was something important, but if you just had a great conversation with a friend and you just had a good meal, your decision changes, right? You're just because your attitude will be different. You know what I mean?
For
Um,
sure.
that's like the perfect example of like circumstances change
Yeah.
people's attitudes. Your circumstances change what you consider to be relevant options and stuff like that.
It's like
So
having a good day versus a bad day, right? It's like you ask somebody on a good day about something, they'll give you a completely different answer than when they're on their bad day, you know?
yeah, exactly. But then that gets extended all the way to, like, this Sapolsky guy was saying that judges, like judging criminal cases, if they've just eaten, depending on where their blood sugar is at, it
Yeah.
can impact
Oh, yeah.
the verdict,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Like, yeah, it'd be like if I was judge, I'd have to be like fully fed because like I get what they
You
call
have to be fully
hangry, right?
fed and at your most patient. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. Yeah.
Like
I
a
get like
judge.
I totally get that.
Yeah, it's interesting that judges end up in these stressed out environments with like people screaming at them and stuff like that, and they have to be very like professional and together and all this kind of stuff because the
Hmm.
person you want as a judge is almost like the most patient, impartial person you can possibly find.
Yeah, for sure.
That's and if you're judging somebody, that's what you want to be. If you intend to
Hmm.
be fair, you want to be at your most patient and impartial.
Yeah, you want to be
Uh,
like super zen, super calm, so you don't make any rash decisions, right?
Yeah, right. Because like, especially if you don't have a dog in the fight and your only part in this is just to make the fairest decision possible and then be judged on how fair the decision was later. Like, you want to be at your most fairnessness. I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, to me, a judge is kind of nuts. You got to be
It
like,
is nuts. It's
yeah.
crazy.
They're like, I don't know how they pick judges. Like, you get trained for this? Is there like a judge training center?
No, there's a stork. The stork brings them like a baby
Yeah.
from Judge Island, and and then you get what you get.
So speaking of like judges and people making decisions for groups, we have an election coming up tomorrow in Canada. So it's our big election, and you are the
Yeah,
the politics master. So let's
I'm
talk
not
about
even.
about
I'm like not even a journey person here.
So what
Um,
can you tell me about kind of the like what's the kind of landscape we're looking at? I'm very low on the politics understanding totem, so I will defer all of these
well,
questions to you.
I mean, a quick wrap up of what's been happening in a Canadian election, I guess. O'Toole came out kind of sharp.
Is
Um,
that a pun?
no, why is that a
Oh,
pun? I
because
don't.
the tool is sharp. You're like, oh, tool came
Sharp
out.
tool, kind of sharp, I guess. Yeah, some tools are
That's
sharp. What are
good.
sharp tools? There's not that many tools that are sharp,
A
like
knife,
scissors.
knife,
Knife
scissors,
is a knife a tool? It's
a
like a
saw.
murder tool. A saw. Okay, a saw is full on a tool. You're right. Yeah, chainsaws, I suppose, are
I just heard sharp tool
sharp.
and I was like, yeah, it came out
Yeah,
sharp.
yeah, sharp tool. Well, no, he was doing well in the polls at first. I mean, that might just be because the media likes a close election, right? Um, Media likes to tell people that anything could happen so that they'll tune in. Otherwise, people are just like, well, it's boring. But I think Trudeau's on track for a strong minority government or even a majority. That's just
Yeah.
my feeling because
You feel like he's gonna
you,
win again?
yeah, well, yeah, you've got the new Reform Party there. That there's another right wing party siphoning, excuse me, siphoning votes away from the Conservatives. The NDP aren't particularly that strong right now, and well, they're just not polling all that well. I
Yeah.
think I'm not sure what like it's not exactly fair to say the NDP aren't strong right now in the sense that this was a snap election, so it's an election that I don't think that they were prepared for, which is maybe one of the reasons that it was called. Who
Yeah.
knows? But um, so it's hard to get a good gauge of like what their fundraising capacity is
Yeah.
and how strong they can be. But I don't know. I think we're gonna see some liberal gains
Yeah.
and losses in other areas, I guess. But mostly gains, and the NDP will come out a little bit weaker. That Maxime
Yeah.
Bernier guy might get something. I don't know. Um,
It's
yeah,
fun. I don't pay a lot of attention to. I haven't watched actually a lot of news lately, and I guess as a millennial on only like chilling on social media and stuff. I saw that was hilarious. Jag meets Singh. I saw
yeah, Jagmeet Singh.
he's
Yeah.
all over like the internet on like TikToks. He does like TikToks and he's like dancing. I'm like, and he wants to be elected. I just thought that was so funny. He's just doing all these funny TikToks and stuff. He's like
Yeah,
doing all the
yeah.
trends. I know you're not
Well,
on TikTok, so you haven't seen these, but they're hilarious. It's
I
like,
actually think that's smart because it
yeah,
doesn't hurt
yeah,
to
because it's getting
strength.
actually his name out there. Because like otherwise, I probably wouldn't have heard of him, right? But like,
Right.
yeah, and
You
he
don't.
is trying to give some of his like his politics through that as well too. So yeah,
Well, imagine if you were the first political party to start using Facebook, right? I mean,
yeah,
we see what Facebook can do now with some people call it, disinformation, whatever. People can post all kinds of news and form their own little news net like hubs
yeah.
where they're just sharing what they want to share with one another
Yeah,
through Facebook, right?
but Facebook
So like,
uses like an algorithm to show you news that you'll be interested in, right? So if you're a conservative, it'll only show you conservative stories, conservative like
yeah,
propaganda, like all this kind of stuff. Like it's not going to show you everything, you know? Like if
hmm
I want like that's why I don't like Facebook for news. It only kind of show you what you want. I guess some people like that, but if you're looking for more
yeah, I
general
don't use
news,
it.
it's not the place. Especially when a
Yeah,
lot of it is
yeah.
people's biases and kind of stuff like that.
No, you're right. I don't really use Facebook for anything. I don't use it at all. But
Neither do I.
um,
I don't have a Facebook.
yeah, I don't have a Facebook, but
Yeah.
I did use it for a lot of years, and
Yeah. When it
I
first
do.
came out, right?
Yeah, yeah, and
Because when
there
it first
there
came
is a
out,
lot of utility to it. Well,
yeah.
I'm all on the. Sorry, the only point I'm trying to make is that Jagmeet Singh is connecting to young people,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
doesn't hurt to
No,
make
not no.
yourself, your
Yeah.
party, um,
At least he's known
uh,
now, right? So,
yeah, exactly. Popular and known, in a positive way, in a way that you can control, right?
yeah.
So get yourself known
Yeah.
through that new medium, not via attack ads, not via other people
Exactly.
coming at you,
Oh, I don't want
but
to talk about TAC ads. Like, I always
yeah,
hated those because
yeah,
it's like I'm candidate A. It's like B sucks, B sucks, B sucks, right? Like,
yeah,
wouldn't from my like train of thought, I would want to say I'm candidate A, and this is why I'm awesome, and never mention the other guys. Just say, because it's like why I hate it. I just hate attack ads.
Yeah, yeah.
I would rather come out and say, like, it's just like if Apple had their new iPhone, which just kind of came out, and they said, Samsung sucks, Samsung sucks. I would rather hear about why I want to buy the iPhone rather than not to buy a Samsung.
Yeah, no,
Because
of course.
that's basic. They do poke at each other, but most of the time their ads are, this is why you should buy us, rather than why you shouldn't buy the other guy.
Yeah,
Most of the
that's
time.
right. Yeah.
But they do
But I
poke at
mean,
each other.
but I mean, the true masters, like guys like Muhammad Ali, could insult their opponents and prop themselves up. Like, I'm the greatest. I'm the best there ever was. That guy is a bum. He's got no class. He's got no talent. He's got no speed. He's got no skill. He's ugly. You know what I mean? Look at me. Like, I don't know. Ric Flair too used to be able to do that kind of thing extremely well in a way that, that's almost what you want. You want that. You want 2 points. You can get 2 points,
Yeah.
One, I'm the best. Two, they're the worst.
Yeah.
Whenever you can score both points. But you're right. I agree. I think that the classier point is the I'm the best point. It's
Yeah.
the,
Say
look
why
what
you're
I
good
do.
and don't put anyone else down. That's just, I don't know. That's
Yeah,
just me.
exactly. Yeah, no, you're right. You shouldn't put other people down, but some people, I'm glad they put other people down because it was so funny. Like Ali, man. Ali's put downs were
Yeah.
very amusing, like he said a lot of awesome stuff. Conor McGregor said some really funny stuff. He said some horrible, mean, nasty things that you really shouldn't say, but he's also said some very,
Yeah.
funny stuff.
I like, when you can make it like
Come
light and
sit on
kind of
daddy's
comedic.
knee. He would say stuff like that to fighters. Fighters would be like, I'm not intimidated by you. I feel safe. And he'd be like, you feel safe with daddy. Because I don't know, man. That stuff made me laugh. But what were
Yeah.
you saying? Sorry, I went on
Oh,
a
and
rant.
I totally forget, but that is fine. Yeah, I like all that.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so yeah, election tomorrow. I got my card here, so we'll go see.
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
still don't have like I think that's the problem with millennials and younger people. We feel like we don't have enough information or we don't know enough. Like, I don't know, it's just me because I just don't know. But
I'll tell you something that's an
it seems
undeniable
complicated.
fact. When I was a kid, people were getting arrested for smoking marijuana. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
People were getting arrested. You you could go to jail, right, for dealing this plant. And now there are marijuana
Stores.
stores all over the place. It's like it shows just how socially accepted it actually always was. I think, you know what I mean. Like, there's been movies, the old Kevin Smith stoner movies, or the
Yeah.
Cheech and Chong movies and stuff like that, where that sort of mellow stoner culture was shown a lot of love. And like, I just don't think that I just don't think that it was ever right to put people in jail for smoking weed. And Trudeau corrected that, right? He made it so that a person like me or you or anyone, if we wanted to smoke some pot, you're never going to get in trouble for it now. Not in this country.
Yeah.
And I think that is a real change in my life, in the world around me, that I can attribute to, I think, in a lot of ways, the way he handled questions about marijuana, and the way he legalized it, right? Just full on legalized it in spite of international treaties, in spite of whatever pressure we might have been getting from elsewhere, just went ahead with it. And I rate him highly on that front. I'm not gonna speak to, there's broken promises for sure. But like in terms of reforming the electoral system and all that kind of stuff, but sometimes you don't always get everything. You get a couple good things, and the fact that nobody will ever go to jail for smoking pot in Canada again is,
Yeah.
I think it's a big deal. Yeah.
I heard
So,
like a quote from whatever I was reading about stuff, and it said it's like the winner of the election is who can lie the best. I forget what I read that, but that's what I kind of read. Because yeah,
well,
like you
it's show
said,
business. I mean,
yeah,
in a lot of ways, right? Politics in a lot of ways is it's a matter of conveying
yeah,
a single human being to other humans, and like telling them this is the person you want for this job. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'll do a little more research and I'll see who I end up voting for tomorrow. I still don't know.
Hmm. Hmm. Fair
Did
enough,
you
of course.
vote already? Did
And
you do the
I'm not
early?
telling anybody who to vote for, but I'm just telling you what my thoughts were.
You're just
Uh,
like, "Nyeh." Wink, wink, wink.
yeah, well, no, but I think that what I said was fair. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, yeah,
fair, and because it's
yeah,
true. So that's what my thoughts are, and I think it's a point
yeah.
worth making. What's that? Sorry.
I said, did you vote already? Did you do the early voting, or are you gonna go tomorrow?
No, I have not yet. No, I'm going to go
Okay,
tomorrow. I intended to go on the early voting, and then I don't know. I forgot. I guess
I got
I
my
got busy with
card.
stuff.
I'm ready to go. Get the
Right
elections.
on. Good.
Do it. Let's
Good.
do it.
Good for you. Good for
Yeah.
you.
All right. I think that's enough for the election kind of stuff. Getting political. Let's go to comics. So I guess I'll kind of link this together. Have you didn't see Shang-Chi yet, did you?
um.
No.
No, I haven't. I'm sorry. Yeah, I
Yeah.
still haven't seen it.
Oh
I'd
man,
like to. I really want
you
to see it.
I want to
I
see it
just
again.
haven't
It
had
was
a
good. I
chance.
liked it a lot, especially in that
Yeah.
40x with the crazy seats and the extra lightnings and wind and whatever. But that was awesome. So
Yeah.
Shang-Chi did really well at the box office the last couple of weeks, so well that Venom is being pushed up back to October. So it was originally in October, and they weren't sure if they wanted to do a theatrical release because of people going to theater, so they pushed it back into 2022. But Shang-Chi did so well that they pushed it back into 2021, so it's coming out in October. And
Hmm.
they actually had like a screening with some people to test the movie, and they're saying that it's really good. Like people are saying it's really good, and the thing people are walking out of the theater really kind of raving about is the post credits. So if you go online, I haven't went online, but I just heard that if you go online, you can find exactly what happened in the movie and the post credit scenes and everything. But I'm totally gonna wait because it's gonna be good from what everyone else is
Hmm.
saying. So I'm kind of excited for that. And everyone said that Woody Harrelson is really good as Carnage. So
Post credit scene. Real. So and people are saying Woody Harrelson's always good, isn't he?
yeah, he's good. Yeah,
Mm.
Zombieland and all these other
Yeah.
things. Yeah, but him as
Everything.
the kind of
A True
insane
Detective.
Cletus Cassidy, that's gonna be, yeah,
Yeah, that's going to be kind of strange because he's old.
yeah. But apparently it's really good, so I'm excited to see that, and
Okay.
I'm glad that it's in 2021 again. So we'll get that, and then we'll get we have Eternals in November. Uh, don't know much about that, but that'll be in November, and then Spider-Man. Uh, Spider-Man
Yeah, I
3.
don't mean.
Have you
Yeah.
seen the trailer for that? That looks insane. The internet kind of exploded when that came out.
Yeah, I thought it looked awesome. I thought the
Yeah,
trailer
pretty
was
much confirmed the
dynamite.
multiverse with everybody in it. So we saw the pumpkin bomb. We heard the Green Goblin's laugh.
Hmm.
We saw some like uh, electricity there. And the big one, Alfred Molina. Hello, Peter.
Alfred Molina.
Oh snap! That was like probably the best part of the trailer, right? He comes out of nowhere.
Yeah,
The same
yeah.
Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2.
It's like having yeah, it would be like having what's his name? Was it Gene Hackman who played Lex Luthor in the old Superman movies?
I
Do you
think
remember
so.
the old
Yeah.
Superman movies?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, like having him come back. Although is Gene Hackman still alive?
I think so. I'm not
Hmm,
100% sure, but
that'd be cool if he came
I
back
thought
and
he was
said
alive
something.
until you asked if he was dead, and I was like, is he?
I don't know, man. A lot of people have been dying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Poor Norm. I love Norm Macdonald.
Yeah. So it's gonna be good. Like, you think? Yeah. So the thing they didn't show is Toby or Andrew Garfield. Do you think they're in it? I think they're in it.
Yeah, they're definitely in it.
So
Gene Hackman, he's 91 years old and he's alive. He should come back and play Lex Luthor.
again, oh, he could be a multiverse. You know, they just come back just like how we're getting Michael Keaton in Flashpoint. They could do it. They can do
Yeah,
anything now.
that's
Pretty
gonna be
much, they can do
awesome.
anything.
I hope he does come back. Although 90 is pretty old, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he might make it to 100, but you don't make it much past that.
So I saw like this thing. I'm not 100% sure if it was real or anything, but they showed it was Andrew Garfield on a green screen, and he's kind of like on a side of the building or something. And apparently, in this scene, he's talking to Tobey Maguire, and there's no audio to it, but you see his lips moving. And some people online have kind of deciphered what he was saying in this scene, and he's saying, "So, do you like have web blood?" And that's in reference
Huh.
to Tobey Maguire. You know how you have the organic web shooters versus the
Yeah.
mechanical ones. So that could be a
Yeah.
scene from the movie. Like, I'm just so excited for Spider-Man. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah,
Like
it's gonna be awesome.
they're gonna have like interesting conversations like that, like just that one comment. It's like, so do you have web blood? Right, so it's gonna be
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, like a team of Spider-Mans. And then maybe Marvel could use the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man um, in their movies. You know what I mean? The way that Iron Man bounced around from
Yeah,
movie to movie.
well, yeah,
Meanwhile, you've got like a Spider-Verse thing going on elsewhere.
I feel like you could
Um,
do
but
sorry,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
like Carnage versus Venom without Spider-Man, it don't feel right.
They're getting there. They're maybe that's in the post credits for Venom.
Maybe.
Yeah, I totally lost track. I was just thinking. What was it?
Um,
Oh,
well, we were
anyway.
talking about yeah, how awesome it's going to be to have Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and
Yeah,
Tom
oh,
Holland kind of like
yeah.
chewing the fat together, chewing the scenery.
Oh yeah, what I was gonna say is like they could take Tobey Maguire if he wanted to, and they could do a live action Spider Verse movie, just like the cartoons, but he'll be the
Yeah,
elder Spider Man, just like in the
just like he
Spider Verse
was
movie.
in the Spider Verse movie,
So he
and
could
he
go
could.
off and do a whole spin off of that if he wanted to.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think Tobey Maguire was in a lot of trouble though because they made that Molly's Game movie about him. But Michael Cera played Tobey Maguire in that. It was crazy because apparently he was into gambling or something. I don't know, but like, I mean, maybe he's cool now. Maybe it's all good. I guess. I guess gambling's not as bad as what a lot of them was friggin' doing, like Feinstein and those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess
Yeah.
speaking of Spider Man, you sent me a whole bunch of different Spider Man articles to talk about. Oh, and I guess this first one here ties into uh, some political stuff. So like 10 years ago today, Marvel put President Obama in Spider Man comic.
Yeah, it's true. Um,
So
they
what was
did. Yeah.
what was the deal with that? Why was he in Spider Man? Was
Well, he got elected, and I think it was a historical moment because America had that troubled racial history, and really, really, there's been a lot of extreme, horrid violence on account of race in the United States. So I think when Barack Obama was elected, it was a historic moment, and Marvel kind of wanted to be a part of that. Um,
what was
you
the
know,
story in this comic? I didn't read this one. I think I heard about it, but I never picked it up.
well, Peter was taking some pictures and sort of protecting the inauguration from anybody who might, do anything bad, is saying hello to
And
the
then the Green
president and
Goblin
so
came
on.
and tried to kill him off.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I just think it's an interesting it's an interesting way for a corporation to kind of wade into politics, right?
Yeah.
To have sort of a beloved character meet with a partisan political figure, even if it is on sort of a historical occasion and in a very positive way. It's just interesting. It's interesting to see the way, these kinds of things crisscross and interact.
Yeah, it's pretty
He
cool.
was it shows just how popular he was when he got first elected, right?
Oh
Like he
yeah.
was remember he was giving these big speeches in Europe and other places while he was campaigning in the United States, I think, right? And they just had these massive, massive crowds. And then he became president. He was going to be this big activist president, but oh well.
Pretty cool. Yeah, Obama's a cool dude. You ever see that one video of him where he was like walking out of a gym and then someone passed him the ball and he's like, Obama, shoot the three. And then he did it. I was like, oh. And then he like, looked at the camera and gave like a wink. I was like, that's sick. Just cool dude.
Yeah, he was able to shoot that three real well.
I think he did it in a suit too.
I think he did. Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, he was. Well, he gave a good shot at a couple of things. I think his healthcare act did get millions more people access to healthcare. So
Yeah, it's good.
he tried,
Did it
did the
not?
best he could. I think.
From what I remember, it didn't work out exactly as planned, right? Kind of the
Well, he
Obamacare stuff.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. But there's a lot of Americans that don't have health care now, so
Yeah.
too bad. But a lot of homeless people as well. I mean, you can't blame it. It's not the president's fault for all that stuff, but I just wish that more positive change had occurred under his watch. Yeah, just a little bit more, like
Yeah.
um, maybe universal health care, or I don't know, maybe a green energy, big green energy plan, or like a high speed rail across the United States, something interesting like that. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Next Spider-Man story that you had here. Uh, Alleged home burglar nabbed in Project Spider-Man used spy cameras, parabolic listening devices, and roof entries. So what was this one about?
Yeah, yeah. So I just think it's interesting the way that comic book culture has really, really, really entered the mainstream. Right? You've got a National Post, which is a conservative paper in Canada. Um, pretty much a far right paper, and they're still using terms like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's main enemy is like pretty much would be J. Jonah Jameson, would be
That you say
the
that was his main enemy? He was an
well,
antagonist, but not
he
like his
maybe
enemy.
not his main J. Jonah Jameson and uh, Norman Osborn, right? So it's
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
a CEO, and then
Like a
corporate
head of
wing of
it.
the
Yeah.
media and the head of a media company. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, so yeah, that they call it Well, it wasn't just the National Post calling it Project Spider-Man. I guess it was the police calling it that. So
So
whatever.
what was Spider-Man about it? Like did was the burglar like
Yeah, the burglar.
Spider-Man?
He was like a planning. Yeah, he was a burglar who like planned his robberies and stuff like that, like Catwoman. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like he would
okay.
like, so he was robbing people out like in Drake's neighborhood. Like
Ah,
he would case the place, I guess, figure out when they weren't home or whatever, and then sneak in like an upstairs window or something like that, and like steal a bunch of their stuff. Um, and yeah, the police were like, and the police caught him on because he sped through a uh, a stop sign. I guess he was getting cocky, and the police pulled him over, and they're like, "Hey, you got all kinds of stolen shit, don't you?" It's like he drove away,
and that's how they
um,
caught him?
and that's how they caught him.
Wow. It's like after going through all the trouble with all this like kind of high-tech gear and
Yeah,
planning, he just gets caught at the stop
constantly
sign.
not getting caught. You know what I mean? And just like escaping without it, vanishing like Catwoman, just like getting in the window, like opening something, like figuring it all out, and that's how you end up. But that's why they say crime doesn't pay unless you're a CEO or something, I guess. Depends on the kind of crime, I suppose.
Crime
Um,
doesn't pay unless it's legal crime.
unless it's yeah, like crime did pay for Lex Luthor. That's all I'm saying. But
Yeah.
anyway, um, okay. So what else are we talking about here? We got more articles
Yeah,
there.
we got the one more Spider-Man one we were talking. Yeah, you sent me here. Hold on, sorry, one second. Do do do. Oh, the Bill Clinton on Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. So this is from like 2011 when they had that Spider-Man on Broadway musical, and Bill Clinton thought it was awesome or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's interesting when politicians like sort of way back in so it's like Marvel has Obama appear on a comic book cover being like, and then next thing you know, like on the flip side, you've got Bill Clinton being like, "Boy, I sure do love that Spider-Man the musical."
Yeah,
Like it's just kind of interesting to see these little connections and these.
yeah. I would have
Uh,
liked to have seen that. I heard when that came out too, and they were doing the full on like Spider-Man flipping around and doing all these kind of things, and they kind of shut it down for a while because the dude was getting hurt, like flinging around so much.
yeah, well, people can't do that stuff.
Yeah, that's nuts. But I would have liked to see that. That would have
I
been
bet you
cool.
it was awesome though before they destroyed that poor man's body.
Yeah.
I bet you it was just great.
You know, in
Yeah.
Disney, they opened up that Avengers campus. Have you seen that?
Uh, no.
So in Disneyland, they have this thing called Event. You know how they have the Star Wars area in Disneyland, and they have like the Magic Kingdom and all that. They have this new area. It's called Avengers Campus, and it's basically a whole set of the park that's themed around the Avengers and stuff. So you
Wow.
have like one cool thing is like the cafe. It's like Hank Pym Cafe or whatever, and they have like this giant, like small pretzels. They go into a machine, they become these giant pretzels, and like it's all these kind of. They have a
Hmm.
shawarma stand, you know. Um,
Hmm.
but the one thing that's kind of cool is they have a Spider-Man like show that
Inside
goes
Joke
on. So there's a
Cafe.
dude dressed up like Spider-Man. He climbs the walls and he's like talking, and then what happens is the guy like does a crazy Spider-Man flip from one building to like another building, like more than 100 feet away. But what they designed is this animatronic dummy or whatever. So it's like the guy goes behind it, and then it looks like he's doing the flip, but it's actually this robot doing this incredible like flip from the two buildings. And then when it lands, the guy comes out again. But it's just so insane looking. It legit looks like Spider-Man doing the kind of crazy flips for real. That's how crazy this animatronic dummy looks.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
cool.
so it's something really to see. I want to go down there and see it, or go
I
down there.
remember I remember when I was a kid, I was down in Orlando. I went to Disneyland and I loved it. And I went to
Oh yeah,
something. It was like an MGM land or something like that. I went to something
Universal.
that, yeah, Universal.
Oh,
Yeah.
Universal is incredible too. I've been there. They have really good rides and stuff. Like they have the Terminator 2 ride. It comes
Yeah.
out in like 3D and it jumps out and you're like shooting at it and like it's a part of a show. Like a guy comes out looking like Arnold. Like
Yeah.
it's awesome.
They had like a live Ghostbusters show too, which was pretty cool. And I remember it pretty well, where it looked like they were actually using real proton packs and
Oh, I
catching
haven't seen
ghosts.
that one.
Yeah,
They used to
I
have
was there when I was a kid, right? So I don't know. They probably haven't had it for decades, but
There was one ride there that I always
I'm
wanted to go on.
76 years old.
It
What's
was
that?
the Back to the Future ride. Like I love Back to the Future, so I like for years I always wanted to go there. I went there the year after. The first time I went there was the year after they got rid of that ride. So then it
Hmm.
became the Simpsons ride. And so what was funny about that was it was almost exactly the same, but it was just the Simpsons. Even the car that you got into was it was a DeLorean painted yellow. So,
Hmm.
but too bad I didn't get to go on that. But I saw the video of what happens in it, and it's pretty cool. Like you're in the DeLorean, you travel back in time, and like there's a dinosaur and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah. There was like a monster ride there too, where you went through this thing and it looked like Godzilla was outside, and it scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I was like, wow. And then like the train
Oh
would
yeah, they
like
had
go
a.
up and down or
Is
whatever.
that the Jurassic
The
Park?
boxcar or whatever. It was a Godzilla ride when I was there, I think. It might have been a Jurassic Park ride. I can't remember.
It's pretty cool. They have the
But
Jurassic Park like center. The actual center is in there, and you can walk through it just like in the movie. That one's pretty cool.
that is pretty cool.
And then
Yeah.
you go on the ride, and it's like you're into the water or something, and then like all the dinosaurs break out as you're on the ride. And then at the
Mm.
very end, a giant T Rex comes out at you, but as it comes out to attack you, you go down like the water slide or whatever. It's like like a roller coaster. That one's a good one too.
Cool. And Jeff Goldblum just shows up and blows its head off. It's like, fuck you,
And then you see Samuel L.
humans.
Jackson getting eaten from a
T
toilet.
Rexes live vicariously through me, geek.
One of my favorite ones there is the ET ride. So there's the ET ride. Have you seen that one where you go on the bikes and then you're like basically you escape from the police just like in the movie, but then you go back to ET's home planet and you fly around there and you do a whole bunch of stuff. And at the very end of the ride, he actually says goodbye, and he says your name. He's like goodbye, Mick. Be good, because like at the beginning of the ride, they ask for your name. So I guess they pump that all in. So then when you come at the end, he says your name. So
Wow.
if you ever go on that one, remember to put something funny there. So they say goodbye, butthole, or something.
Goodbye, douchebag.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy that if I ever go there, which I
Yeah,
probably
got to
won't.
go back again. I got to check out that Disney Avengers campus. That looks really cool. That just opened up.
Hmm. Yeah, you should go see it. Go see it. I don't know. I don't know if you should go see it. You should bring kids to see that. I think like you should like that
Nah,
shouldn't just be no.
I think
No.
we're I think we're big enough kids. We can that.
No, but like it's almost kind of a waste if an adult goes and doesn't have like isn't showing like children the beauty of this stuff, you know? Like I
I
don't know.
guess.
I just wouldn't enjoy it as much. Like I think my parents went because they wanted to see the look on my face, and I would like.
True.
I've got like little cousins that I would like to see the look on their face when they see all that stuff. You know what
See,
I mean?
I'll go for me first. I have to experience it myself so I can fully enjoy it myself. And then when I have kids, I'll bring my kids there. So like I don't have to fully
But
enjoy it
how do you
again.
even
So I
enjoy
can
it?
watch
Like,
them enjoy it.
yeah, fair enough. All right.
Cause like I want to see it, but then if you're say it's your first time with your kids, are you gonna fully enjoy it as much with your kids while you're trying to parent?
I don't know. Probably not, I guess.
That's just my thinking of it. I'll take myself, and then I'll take the kids.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I do like that kind of stuff. So maybe I would
Yeah,
enjoy it just
I
chilling, just
you know what? I'll bring the first time. I'll
through.
bring the kid in here, inside the kid inside.
The inner child.
Exactly, me and the
Yeah,
inner child.
you and the inner
We'll
child.
both enjoy it fully.
You and your wounded inner child. Tell me more about how you're sad about how you had everything, millennial. You had too many options. Oh, boo-hoo. Anyway, but you never had the option to save the planet from climate change, did you? Ha ha! Didn't have that one, stupid
Why
millennial.
is he German?
Because Germans are funnier. I don't know. I have accents for different thoughts, for different streams of thought. I feel are in German.
Give me the stone, Indiana Jones.
Your brain is just creating a simulation around you, and
Oh.
only a simulation can be conscious.
Okay, let's talk about this one last thing that kind of just popped in my mind.
All right.
Matrix Resurrections.
Ooh.
Did you see the trailer?
Yeah, I saw the trailer. Look, I know I oohed pretty big there, but it's it looks like a reboot. I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, it looks, it's a continuation, right? It's not a reboot.
Well,
But
he's
so
crushing blue pills in the trailer,
yeah.
so that's kind of
So there's
interesting.
one, yeah. So my only fear with the movie is
I've
that
been taking blue pills
they
for
they
like 2 days.
they just
What?
do the Matrix 1 again, right? That's my only fear, right? Cuz you see a lot of
Yeah, I
the
think
same
that's what it's going to
imagery.
be.
Cuz I know they wanted to get new audiences in, but you also want to entertain people who already seen the first couple movies, right? But it does look
Yeah.
pretty cool, and I'm you know what it's gonna be? It's just gonna be John Wick destroys a whole bunch of Agent Smiths.
Man, I'm fine with that. Give me John
That's
Wick 4. Give me John Wick 5. Give me John Wick 6. I love John Wick. John Wick is dynamite.
I hope they kill his
Um,
dog, and then he just goes John Wick on everybody, right?
yeah, Trinity's out walking their pooch, and she comes back. She's like, the dog was killed. He's like, no, no.
So he's yeah. And so what's up? There's no Morpheus, but we got like a younger Morpheus looking
Keanu
guy.
Reeves holds it down for Canada. He's the man. Yeah. No, what do you mean there's no Morpheus?
Well, there's a Morpheus-like character. Like he's like he looks like Morpheus, but young. Because
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Lawrence Fishburne is not in the movie.
Why? What?
Yeah, you can tell from the trailer he's not in it, right?
Wow. If there's no
So
Lawrence Fishburne, it's
well,
not really the
so
Matrix.
is it that that is Morpheus, but his just new digital avatar or whatever, or he's
No,
dead.
it's not Morpheus unless it's
Lawrence
Lawrence Fishburne.
Unless it's a giant man or whatever. Remember from Ant-Man? What
Yeah,
was he like?
Goliath.
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 Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I
would
like
it would have been
Lawrence
cool though
Fishburne.
to see him in the movie again because you got Trinity, you got Keanu Reeves. I wonder who
Yeah,
else is back. I didn't catch anyone else.
I don't think anybody else.
Like I don't know the tank,
What?
like
Oh, what
tank
about
or
Agent Smith? Is he back in it?
no, I think it's a different guy. I didn't see him, but hopefully we get like
The
at
Red
least
Skull?
something. Yeah, the guy who play, is it the yeah, it's the guy from
Hugo
Red Skull.
Weaving.
Yeah,
Hugo
Hugo
Weaving.
Weaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, of course not. Agent
Either
Smith
way,
is dead.
I'm gonna go see it. When
Yeah.
does that come out? I forget.
I don't know.
Did you see you? I guess you watched the trailer on the YouTube because if you watch the trailer on like the website, uh, allegedly, oh not allegedly, there was basically every time you click to see the trailer, it would generate a brand new trailer for you. So I think there was 1,600 different variations of trailers you could watch. So they mix up the clips and make a different trailer for you every time you watch it.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, but
That's
then
too
after
much
that,
entertainment.
but then after
We've
that, they released a full, like a legit trailer on like YouTube that you could watch, and I think that's the one that most people have seen.
So, as a computer guy, if I told you, an algorithm with a reward function, you understand what that means, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if people are in touch with their own reward functions, you know what I mean, and you can just press it. It's kind of like being an addict, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. So,
If
like,
you do something for some sort
we're
of
we're,
high,
we're creating, but everything we're creating is like quick reward function. You know what I mean? It's like that's so much. Like you can pack so many trailers and so much in. I just don't know. I don't know. Where does it end, man? We're just gonna have to become energy. You and me. I don't know about the rest of these fucks, but you and me, we'll become energy.
yep.
Okay.
And with that, is that the end of the show? You got anything
Oh, if
else?
you want to get us some money, put it in, roll it, get some toilet paper and put some bills in the toilet paper. And then if I'm wiping my ass one day and I notice there's money in it, I'll get it.
You had to sneak that in there, didn't you?
I like sneaking them in.
All right. So I guess we're gonna end it for this week. You got anything else, Mick?
No, man.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if you notice, this week was
dumb crap for today.
this week was a grab bag. I was so busy in the last couple of weeks, so we talked about whatever, but that kind of fits our MO. Everything with millennials. We talk about anything and everything, mostly comics.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in this week. If you are looking for anything from the show, we've got show notes and time codes to jump around on all platforms. You can find links to everything, audio, video, show notes, merch shop at everythingwithmillennials.com. Following, liking, subscribing really helps on whatever platform you're catching us. I'm Anthony Element, the Essential Element on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Got Mick here.
You can't
Still
find me. Stop trying.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.
You'll never.
Peace.
Bye. 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 Bye.